The successful actions that I've noticed on a daily basis really come down to the activity always. And then when you're doing the activity, of course, it gives you a gauge on what do you need to do in order to make a change that's effective, or bring back something that was successful that's no longer happening, as to why you're not seeing the same results you saw a week ago, a month ago, etc. Doing the activity gives you a gauge on what needs to continue taking place, what needs to stop taking place, maybe what you need to find out or change, which is imperative because you're looking at numbers, and to survive, you have to grow. We live in a planet where inflation exists. We see rising costs. We see things sometimes seemingly getting harder, but what we didn't see was the effort that you put in 5 years ago is either not effective, or you're putting in the same effort expecting the same results, when really what you had to do was figure out a way to increase your results, or to get better results that you're supposed to get. So efforts that you put in today are not going to be the same in the future, and you want to figure out how to grow, right? So one thing that's successful for me as a rep on a regular basis, I'm coming to you 6 years in. I'm coming to you having done the same job primarily over a 6-year period. And I've noticed when I shift gears and I move out of the one role to another role, sometimes I think that what had worked for me in the past will no longer be working anymore. And to some degree that may be true, but it has shifted in terms of the way the effort is applied. For example, nowadays, if you're a licensed agent and you're focused on Facebook and you're trying to see, how can I get leads to convert? How can I sell a policy to someone who requested the information from me, because it's weird how I paid $27 or $22 for a lead, and now that lead's telling me that they're not interested, or they already have it taken care of. And then I obviously don't want to accept that because I know it's not true. Otherwise, why are they filling out a form, yesterday or today, right? So interest can shift. I mean, speed is power, right? So if the second that the person fills out the form, they get a phone call from me, they might say, well, I'm sitting on the toilet. I didn't really want to take a call right now, but maybe I would look at a text. Oh, it's that guy from Facebook. It's not a robot or somebody from another country. It's a fellow person from my local state or from the United States. Okay, let me just text them. Hey, I can't answer right now, but I would like to talk to you later. Well, if you never sent a text, how would you know that? How would you be accessible? How could you make the access possible? Likewise, let's say that you're just texting them, but they block or they don't see the text somehow, because maybe it's a house phone, or maybe it's a line that restricts messages somehow, which it's possible, technology. Then if you're never calling, you never get them on the line. And then someone else calls them that day from a lead that they filled out a form 2 years ago. They do a phenomenal job, and then they sell them a policy. And then 2 days later, after they filled out the form with you, they're calling and they're like, I just bought a policy yesterday. And you're like, you try to work your way around that, but maybe they hang up before you can even put a word in. All of these different scenarios are going to happen. All of these scenarios tie back to applied effort. Where is the effort going? What way can you get in contact? I've had people that never answer the phone or a text, but they respond to an email. But I have these things set up, a bit of an automation to where they don't forget about me. So that way when I do get them on the line, I can say, hey, John, yeah, who are you? What do you want? This is just Griffin. And then they go, oh, I don't know who you are. Yeah, no, I mean, you might remember getting a text from me. Did you remember getting my text? I was trying to reach out to you. Yeah, but who are you? What is this about? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to tell you. But now we've kind of changed gears for a second. This is not the typical call that they get. It's a bit different than that. Hi, John. Yeah? Hey, John, this is Griffin. I'm just giving you a quick call about the state-regulated final expense insurance quote request. Yeah, I stumbled there because I don't even say that anymore. I do say it like, well, if they really are like, well, tell me who you are and what this is all about. It's like, yeah, absolutely. I'd be happy to tell you. My name's Griffin. The reason I was giving you a call is you might remember being on Facebook to try to see what your options were to protect your family. Yeah, well, is this about insurance? Yes and no. What do you mean, yes and no? Well, it's about protect. You probably already have insurance, right? Yeah, well, of course they have insurance. They have some form of insurance. Well, this is about making sure if God forbid something happens to you, your family's protected. What do you mean, life insurance? Well, it could be life, but there's several other things it could be. What do you mean? Well, it could be final expense, it could be whole life, it could be burial. I've got life insurance, but I need burial insurance. Oh, wow, I bet you didn't expect them to say that. You know what I mean? That's something that you may or may not have expected the person to say. Well, now that you've put in the activity, you've seen the different responses that you get, you're a bit more creative than the average agent that calls them. All of this is figured out by simply putting in the effort, making a lineup daily. You know, today I had this lady, I talked to her 3 or 4 times, and she originally did an application in March. She got declined. She thought we were fraud because she never got anything in the mail. Little to find out, she got declined. She was looking for a policy when she should have been looking for a letter. She somehow either the letter got thrown away, she overlooked the letter, she never got anything in writing. I proved to her, this is what happened, this is when it happened, this is who did it. She's like, oh, okay. And then whenever you get somebody on, you show them the data, you're nice to them, you're very kind, you're very professional, you stay in it to win it, to be professional and kind and treat them with respect, no matter what they do. Then it took multiple conversations, and now after all of that, she's never going to have another life insurance agent, and potentially she'll never have another Medicare agent other than me. She had 3 prior Medicare agents, even though she only got 1 Medicare policy. I told her to hold on to that policy, and then when her needs and wants change in the future, there's no doubt that she'll be changing to a plan that would best fit her needs in the future as times change, as markets change. This is kind of an advanced video. This is not necessarily something that a beginner is going to be able to listen to and take hold of and really truly appreciate and respect. But if you're a veteran agent out there and you're watching this video and you're still listening, then I hope that you can appreciate what we were talking about in this video. Reach out to me at my email, griffinjhenderson@gmail.com, or you can just shoot me a text at 786-833-9994. All right, thank you.